We now recognize the gentlelady from North Carolina.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for being here today, Mr. Gordon. I usually maybe jot down a few things, but I have pages here. I keep running into conflict after conflict after conflict in your statements. So I'm going to start off with number one. One being, you said that you believe that this will increase competition amongst businesses wanting to participate because of this upfront disclosure. Is that correct?
I wasn't actually speaking about the draft executive order. I said that in general, the hope with transparency is that transparency engenders more trust in the system and therefore increases competition. That's correct. Okay, but the Office of Advocacy in the Small Business Administration found that regulations cost small businesses 45% more than large businesses in regard to this situation. Doesn't that show that we will have a decrease in the number of small businesses that will participate in this? You're actually talking about one of our very highest priorities. We are working hard to meet the statutory goal of 23% of our Federal contracting dollars going to small businesses, and the President has made clear meeting that goal is not enough. We need to exceed that goal, including for the subcategories, such as the small businesses owned by our service-disabled vets. On the point of the idea of the trust in the system by the American people, which is what you were saying that this process will provide, did you or did you not say that there is that these things will be handled internally so that the information will not come out as to which candidates or contributions are made? Is that information disclosed right off the bat as soon as that contract is bid on, or is that held internally, as you stated? Actually, I don't believe I spoke to that issue before, but it's been said earlier that the information about political contributions would be publicly available. Publicly available immediately? You're getting into a level of detail that we're in a situation where we're talking about, or rather not talking about, a draft executive order, and I don't feel comfortable getting into the details. Okay. The advantage of having our executive branch review of a draft. So what is the difference then? What is the difference? Because we know that these things have to be disclosed after the contracts are obtained. This is information, the transparency is already there. So the difference I'm seeing is that the time that they would have to disclose this information up front with their application, the contract process, rather than afterwards. So what is the change? I'm not an expert in campaign finance disclosures, but my understanding is there is, and it was said earlier in one of the colloquies, more information being disclosed than is in fact disclosed today. I'm not sure that the timing is actually any different at all. The timing, the information is, some information is already available today. Well, in closing, I'd just like to say this. You know, the American people, I know you've basically stated that this is about transparency for the American people and instilling trust in the system. I don't see how that happens with this. And I think that the American people are so wonderfully filled with common sense that they're going to come up with the same conclusion that I have right now, which is this is nothing more than a political move. I agree with my colleague, Mr. Shabbat, that this is politics at its worst, and this is nothing more than retaliation against the Supreme Court decision for Citizens United.